Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose, such as criticism, commenting, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
All right. Hey, y'all, gravity. Any day above ground, live it. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your Thursday. We'll look at this Piers Morgan roundtable with Marc Lamont Hill, Candace Owens, Lord Jamar. Now, Lord Jamar is going to be pushed to the back for a while because everybody wants to focus on this. Let's see who's in the building. Jerry Bedford, hello. Reparations Nation, hello. Wallow J, hello. Jay the Informant, hello. Miss Nisi, hello. SD Johnson, hello. Jay Fields, hello. Sarah U Realty, hello. Damn, you got laid off. That sucks. Well, here's hoping that you find some work very soon. Anthony Ruger Phillips, hello. And for those who haven't said anything in live chat or the comments, hello. Brother Torian, hello. All right, let's get it.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
This, like I said last night, is going to be fun, entertaining, and very revealing.
Get to work!
Behind the scenes, everyone knew that this is what he was engaged in. This was an open secret in Hollywood.
Did you know about Diddy, Piers?
No, I didn't. No.
We really are just getting to the beginning of everything. People at the upper echelons of society and politics knew about this and they were okay with it.
I said there's a race piece to this. And people, by virtue of being black, are asked to denounce Diddy because they're supposed to be representing blackness in the black community.
It's amazing, Mark, that you always see a race angle here.
I'm rejecting the narrative that I've introduced race into this conversation. The conversation
You literally said you wanted to bring race up.
You did.
I didn't say random white people. I didn't say random white people in the street. I said white people in Hollywood.
To me, it feels like they're both wearing blackface. I can't sort through all of Kamala's various accents. There's so many of them. She's in front of a Latina crowd. Suddenly she's Selena, and she's speaking like a Latina. I can't deal with it.
As a black person, you should vote for the person that uplifts the black community. That's her. How does she disrespect you?
By placating to me, by giving me word salads and all kind of nonsense, acting like she doesn't have to answer questions, being the artful dodger. She wants to get down, act like she's black. Well,
The next US president will either be an accomplished state prosecutor and senator or a billionaire real estate mogul who served 4 years in the Oval Office. At least that's how I and many other people see it. But the laws of identity politics, this is actually a contest between a mixed-race woman and a very privileged white man who's intrinsically racist, and race has inevitably become a lightning rod in this election. Sweet Kamala Harris.
Here we go. Mixed race woman. Okay. Versus a racist. Okay. I mean, that's how you want to look at it. That's fine. She's a racist too. But, let you tell it.
Said that she's open to taxpayer-funded reparations for slavery. She also
she's not open to it. Piers Morgan, don't sit up here and start lying, sir. That your journalistic credibility is on the line now. She's never for reparations. Okay. At least in the form that everybody is speaking about. No. Thank you so much.
Contest between a mixed-race woman and a very privileged white man who's intrinsically racist, and race has inevitably become a lightning rod in this election. Sweet Kamala Harris said that she's open to taxpayer-funded reparations for slavery. She also unveiled an opportunity agenda for black men, which included legalizing weed and offering 1 million forgivable loans to black business owners. Most black voters will support it, nobody doubts that, but she's on track to win a much smaller share of black voters than Joe Biden did in 2020. Donald Trump, meanwhile, is on course to make substantial gains amongst black voters. In a little while, we'll debate why that is. But first, we're going to focus on P. Diddy, whose scandal deepens daily. Already facing federal charges, including sex trafficking and racketeering, Sean Combs has been hit with a slew of new civil lawsuits accusing him of sexual assault against 6 victims, one of them a 16-year-old boy. Well, to debate this, I'm joined by the host of the Candace podcast, Candace Owens, and the host of Bet News and Upfront on Al Jazeera, Professor Marc Lamont Hill. Welcome to both of you. Candace, good to have you back on Uncensored. P. Diddy, this seems like every day the scandal gets bigger and worse for him.
Yeah, it certainly does. And I'm not surprised whatsoever. I mean, I think I was on your show before he got arrested and I brought up what was going on with him, and because I had read through the lawsuit, and it was just one of those things that was unavoidable because there was so much evidence. I mean, there was picture documentation, there was video documentation. And I also want to be clear that the press and the media and the public at large is shocked by what's happening, but we really are just getting to the beginning of everything. There are a lot of people who have been named that have not been brought to heel, people that were above him, music executives, and none of this is shocking, really. I think, yesterday a report came out that showed that faith in the mainstream media is at an all-time low, right? I think something like 65% of Americans no longer trust the mainstream media. The Diddy case is a perfect example as to why that is. You have people that spent so much time defending this man. This man was allowed to be with every presidential candidate. He was allowed to throw parties. He was hailed as a hero. And yet behind the scenes, everyone knew that this is what he was engaged in. This was an open secret in Hollywood. In fact, when Kanye last year said that he was a Fed and started speaking about some of these allegations, he was simply dismissed as crazy. People at the upper echelons of society and politics knew about this and they were okay with it, fundamentally because he was acting a part. I very much believe what Kanye alleged, that he was acting a part like Jeffrey Epstein, in which he was collecting blackmail over various people that were in Hollywood. And so, like I said, we're at the beginning. We're scratching the surface of this scandal. There are some more big names that are going to have to answer for it. And I think also the silence of certain individuals like LeBron James is quite deafening. A person who claims to care so much about Black life, Black Lives Matter, on the ground, taking a kneel. Okay, that's fine. But now you have a friend of yours who has been on camera beating a Black woman. Okay, you said nothing when that happened. You also know that you have various Black people speaking out about how they were abused by him, and you have said nothing. So I don't like the hypocrisy behind that.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. I mean, Mark, there are lots of big names being dragged into this. We don't know where the truth lies with that yet. But certainly people like LeBron have been deafening with their silence for the reasons that Candace just articulated. It reminds me a little bit of Epstein in relation to all the apparent taping of videos and pictures and stuff that was allegedly going on. And we'll see what that plays out like in a courtroom. But it also reminds me of Harvey Weinstein in the sense that there you had somebody, in the movie industry as big as P. Diddy, I think the most Oscar-nominated person in the history as a producer in Hollywood, where everyone must have known something about him, right? I mean, I knew that Harvey was a pretty bad bully and all the rest of it. And it must have been more than an open secret amongst a lot of those celebrities and Hollywood crowd.
Did you know about Diddy, Piers?
No, I didn't. No. No,
Wait a minute.
Well, I met Diddy a couple of times. I mean, here's what the point. The analogy I'm going to make is, I met Diddy twice for about 10 minutes. Harvey, I knew a lot better, and I knew there was an unsavory side to him. I didn't know about all the rape stuff that then emerged, but I do believe there must have been a lot of people who did know that stuff, who were around Harvey Weinstein at a close enough level to know that. And I certainly believe with P. Diddy that there were a lot of people who were going to these freak-off parties and so on, who must have known for many, many years that all this stuff was going on. That's the parallel I'm drawing.
It's funny that so we're just going to skip past all the white people that knew, the Asian people out there, the Latinos out there that knew. We're just going to skip past them. I mean, hell, J-Lo was right next to him, so she saw some stuff, but nobody's asking J-Lo about what happened. They only focusing on Black people. Thanks, Candace. Didn't know that.
No, I understand the parallel you're drawing. The idea that I'm disputing is just the idea that everyone knew.
I don't mean everyone. I mean, look, I just think a lot of people must have known.
Of course. We're not in disagreement about a few things. First, everything that Diddy has been accused of is despicable and indefensible. And I hope that he is held accountable in all the ways that are fair and just and reasonable. There are, who knows how many victims? There are lots of allegations. I have no doubt that lots of the allegations are true. And as Candace said, I have no doubt that lots of people have known for a long time. And there are lots of reasons why people didn't come forward. Some of it is good old-fashioned, Hollywood culture, which is people are getting exploited, people are getting hurt, people are getting harmed. But as long as it's the old boys network, we don't care. And Diddy became one of the old boys network. The old boys network isn't just old.
Like a lot of police.
White men. It also includes powerful, rich Black men. Not in the same way, but certainly people like Diddy are in that mix. I don't disagree with that. I'm very uncomfortable throwing LeBron James's name out there as someone who knew something or has some.
Well, no, I think, to be fair, but on that, I think Candace was quite careful how she worded that. She didn't say that he knew. She just said he's been deafening by his silence, which he has. He's been very vocal about a lot of other issues involving the Black community in America. Why is he so silent? Just because it happens to be somebody he used to party with? It's just interesting.
It is interesting, but I want to caution the audience not to jump to any conclusions about why LeBron hasn't. Again, let me be very clear. LeBron should speak out about this because something awful happened, and he has a duty. I think all public figures have a duty to speak out against awful, morally atrocious things that happen. I just don't want to leap to a conclusion. I'm not saying Candace did, I'm not saying you did, but I don't want to leap to a conclusion that there's some other sort of reason why he may have done this. The other thing here is...
I just remember, I just remember.
I just need you to hear...
Okay, yeah,
go ahead, Piers, I'm sorry.
Well, the point I was going to make, just on the point you made.
All I was going to say is... Sorry.
All right.
Okay,
let me go first. let me go first. The point I was going to make about the
you
point,
go first. You go first.
You just made a really good point, which I want to make a point of, which is I think that the point I would make was when Harvey Weinstein went down, there was an absolute stampede of celebrities in Hollywood who rushed to distance themselves and publicly denounce him.
Can somebody give Marc Lamont Hill a lollipop just so he could focus? I don't like this erraticness.
And I've just noticed that with P. Diddy, there's been a very, very, very small number of high-profile black celebrities, including sports stars, entertainers, and so on, who have chosen to do that yet. So there's a marked difference between the way these two scandals have played out in terms of how many high-profile people are prepared to go, this is disgusting.
Well, I think there's another thing here, right? Harvey Weinstein was a predator, full stop, right? Diddy is, based on the evidence, a predator, full stop, and some other stuff. And there are a lot of people, based on what I know, people I've spoken to, the stories I've heard, and the rumors I've heard for 20 years now, about Diddy that aren't always about predation. And that's the complicated thing here, right? A lot of the
Why does that make it
details, a lot of
complicated?
the gossip, a lot of the nastiness, you'll just hear me out, you'll understand.
Okay.
The thing is, a lot of the stuff, a lot of the subtext on Diddy isn't about predation, it's around sexuality. And so a lot of people aren't really outraged, especially in the hip hop community, that Diddy was preying on underage girls allegedly, or that he's beating up Cassie allegedly. Some people are just weirded out that he may have been having sex with dudes. And so there's a multiple things happening here. And so a lot of the people in Hollywood who are being quiet on Diddy, they're not being quiet because they knew he was doing something illegal. Some of them are quiet because they were at the parties, they were at the freak-offs doing freaky stuff. And the freaky stuff isn't illegal, but it can ruin your career in a society that's homophobic. So it's a lot of things mixed in.
Okay, Candace, you're raising your hand. I think I know why, but go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you in some ways. What I would just add is it's without question because they did not know that he was reporting them. I mean, when I read through that lawsuit, Rodney made it very clear that he had hidden cameras. And if you are a person like LeBron who says ain't no party like a Diddy party, you got Ashton Kutcher talking about what happens at Diddy party stays at Diddy parties. And finally you learn via the press that actually Diddy has been collecting evidence on all of you and you don't know where those tapes are. That will buy your silence for quite some time because you're hoping that if you keep your head low, you're not going to be revealed as one of these people that was engaged in some of these acts, whether they were heterosexual or homosexual, it doesn't matter. Maybe you're just cheating on your wife and you don't want that to get out into the public. Maybe you were, as Cat Williams described it, in one of the rooms. He said you could just walk around the house. He said this on stage years ago, that you could walk around the house and you would see people engaged in various sex acts. And again, Cat Williams was someone who was dismissed as crazy and dismissed as a drug addict. And it turned out that, or it seems that if these allegations are proven to be true, and I believe they are, then he was telling the truth. And I think that is the reason that so many of them are silent, because they were doing things. They thought that they were his friend, that they were bad boys for life, and that he would keep things silent when in reality, he was just another Jeffrey Epstein typed character. And they're scared for their lives, especially if you're someone like a LeBron James. I'm not alleging that he is caught in something terrible, but if he was caught in anything and you're LeBron James and you've made your mark on talking about the ills of society and you have minted yourself a king and you're speaking out on the black community and they find out you're the room over while someone's getting raped potentially, not going to look good.
Well, I just think that we don't know, as you say, where the truth lies with this, and we're not inferring anything against LeBron or Ashton Kutcher or anybody else.
Correct.
I had Jaguar Wright on, who made a number of allegations against Beyonce and Jay-Z, which we were not able to independently substantiate, which were vigorously
which
denied.
was ridiculous that they sent you a cease and desist. Just
they just said these allegations are
They
completely.
should have sent you a cease and desist.
Well, no, I'll tell you what they sent me.
Actually,
It wasn't even that. I'll tell you what happened. They just said, look, these allegations are completely untrue, and we will sue you if you don't take them down. We had no way of independently verifying anything she said in relation to Jay-Z and Beyonce. Now, who knows where this scandal goes or what names get dragged in and in what way. But what it's taught me is you just have to be careful when a story like this breaks, that when we put big names into the scandal, you just don't infer they've done anything wrong yet. The only thing we can say, which is, I think, pertinent to this, comes back to what we said at the start. When people who are as normally vocal as LeBron, who can be as condemnatory as he's been publicly about all manner of issues, when they're completely silent about something as big as this, and they were good friends with P. Diddy and were at the parties and so on, you just raise an eyebrow, right? And you would about everybody. And it may well be, as Candace says, Mark, it might be a sense of unknown, not knowing what's on tape here, not wanting to get involved at all. Totally understand it. But I do remember, by marked contrast, the number of people in the Weinstein scandal who raced to publicly disown him. And interestingly, with Epstein, that didn't happen with him because he also had a lot of tapes.
It's interesting. It's an interesting point, Piers. I mean, again, Diddy is very interesting in that for the last 30 years, he has taken pictures and partied and hung out with everyone. Yes, he's hung out with politicians, but I guarantee you a lot of them politicians, I ain't saying all of them, but a lot of them politicians had no idea what was going on behind the sines. When you go to a Diddy party, there's levels to the Diddy party.
Yeah.
There's the Diddy party at the club. There's the Diddy party at his house. Then there's the after party. Then there's the after party, right? I haven't been to any of those after parties or after parties, or any of those parties, in fact. So I'm just speaking as a researcher here and as a journalist. I'm saying that there are levels to them. So there are lots of people who go to the Diddy parties that don't know any of that. But if you find out that all these awful things happen at Diddy parties at 4 a.m., it's hard to go to the media and say, yo, I was at the Diddy party, but I left at 12. Or I was in the Hamptons, but I didn't.
Damn, so you just gonna take a shot at Marlon Wayans, huh? All right. I like this. If you ever want to know how a black person feels, put them in front of a white person and let them ask the questions. Look at these two fighting for the affection of this white man. Well, you know what we're going to do since they activated it.
This is way over the edge. Like we it's not even over the edge. We died already.
This is beyond the event horizon. Like we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah.
And go to the next location. And so I think a lot of it is fear of public relations. And I think to Candace's point, I don't think it's a coincidence that Diddy has all these strategic alliances with every single person in Hollywood, black or white. And I think Harvey Weinstein didn't have those types of relationships. So it was much easier for people to run from him. And also,
what do you mean he didn't have those type of relationships? He was running. Sir. Okay. So we're talking about Diddy's parties, right? He had everybody and anybody there, right? Let's just assume that. You're overplaying that to downplay what Harvey Weinstein did. He had Oprah in his back pocket. We're really about to do this? Everything that came out about Harvey Weinstein, we're downplaying that. We're downplaying his connection to Oprah because we want to make sure we get at this black man. They're running this. Wait a minute. Wait.
Why do you feel a necessity to insult people?
Again.
Is that
where's the script? Where's the script? Read the script.
Is this a big defensive thing that you've got?
Read the script.
Why don't you read your own script?
The script is working. Let's get it.
The kind of hypocrisy, though, Candace, which really gets my go with this. Take somebody like John Legend, right, who decided to rewrite the lyrics to "Baby It's Cold Outside" because it endorsed sexual misconduct, which obviously was completely preposterous. It's one of the most innocent, flirtatious videos ever made back in the 60s about a beautiful love song, and it was.
Look at Mark. Mark, are you all right? Did your thing go out? Did somebody bring you your lunch and you're trying to see if that's where you got it from? Make sure your order is correct. Why do you look like that, by the way? Screenshot. I might change the thumbnail and put this in there. Why do you look like that?
It's completely misappropriated by Legend. It was harmless flirtation.
Whoa, pause. He's trying to get it. Wait a minute. What did you just say?
No, he keeps trying to get inside.
Pause. Mark, come on. You're on live YouTube. Don't do that.
Pause. He paused. I said pause, nigga. Mind you.
Harmless flirtation, which completely misconstrued deliberately by John Legend to tick all the right virtue-signaling boxes. But here's my point: what has John Legend said about P. Diddy? He was enraged by a 1950s video of harmless flirtation, so much so he rewrote the lyrics, Candace. But he's not enraged enough by what he's reading about P. Diddy, someone he knows well, to make any comment that I've seen so far.
Well, what's he gonna say?
And that is the reason why people can't stand the Hollywood
types. What is he gonna say? His wife is a jerk. Look what she's done with teenagers. She's a jerk. But all right, I guess. Damn, they love playing with these celebrities, boy. Just come on, let's get to the show. All right.
And rightfully so. I mean, John Legend has always been a walking contradiction. He speaks often, oh, yes, the bullying of this cute Christmas song that everybody loves, and I'm still going to play the original lyrics forever. But his wife is sliding into the DMs notoriously of teenagers and telling them they should kill themselves and offering like this small apology. Like, I'm really going to take some time off and think about this. So you married a bully. You have been at so many parties, friends with these people. You constantly purport that you're fighting for social justice on every cause. Like I said, the real litmus test was the video, which Diddy owned. That was him beating Cassie on tape. Okay, so forget if you're like, you want to play the card of, well, it's innocent until proven guilty. I know people are making all these allegations, but I'm going to wait. Where were you on the topic of Cassie being beat to a pulp on camera and Diddy offering this little meandering apology
Let me
about
respond
that?
to that because
I would just like to finish, if you don't mind. You're allowed to. We don't seem like doesn't seem like there's a buzzer here, so I think I can finish my thought. But and that's what has become so problematic is they are constantly virtue signaling to the public about how great they are because they're not voting for Donald Trump. Donald Trump's such an awful person because he maybe cheated on his wife 16, 20, 30 years ago, whatever it is. And they just cannot muster that same energy when they're looking at proof, which somebody comes out and says, let's take full accountability. I did beat her. That's me.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
We're talking about Hollywood. I know that they have their branch of politics, but can we keep it on this? Why are you bringing up Trump?
Ridiculous.
Okay, Mark.
So here's my response, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, Candace. Again, there's a sound delay. I thought you had paused. I wasn't trying to be rude. Forgive me. We're saying that John Legend didn't respond to Cassie or to the Diddy parties, and we're saying this as if it's true, but it's not true. And so I just want to read to you what John Legend actually said in response to this, and he said it months and months ago. He said, "I was horrified by the descriptions that I read before the video evidence came out," meaning he believed Cassie even before the video. He then said, "And absolutely, it's something that needs to be brought to light when it happens." He said, "My default stance is to believe women when they make these accusations and to make sure that we do whatever we can to support women." He also said that he was specifically horrified of this. And then he said, regarding to the other Diddy stuff, he said, "What he's accused of is shameful." And he said all the other victims that have alleged that he's abused them is quite a shame for them too. I really just want accountability and healing. So I think this is an opportunity for us to say this is why we shouldn't jump to judgment. We're on international television, castigating John Legend for not doing the very thing that he actually did. And all I had to do was type John Legend Diddy, and it came up first. So you guys owe John Legend an apology if you don't edit this.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I would say to that. It's right that you've pointed that out. My understanding is that were comments he made back in May, not since we've had the raft of charges against Diddy, which is what I'm talking about.
No, he's just been on TV since.
So there's been nothing. It's been a deafening wall of silence since the charges. That's what
Look at his face. What is he doing? Stop doing that.
He didn't say anything about
No,
Cassie.
I think Candace was talking about Cassie. He clearly did make a statement in referring to that, and that should be acknowledged. So that's fair enough to point that out.
I actually did not see the statement that he made about Cassie and read it in its entirety. So if I missed that, I'm more than happy to own it. I did not see him make a statement. And typically when he makes a statement, it's everywhere. So I guess they just hadn't picked up on what he said about Cassie, and he did great. I'm glad that he's one person in Hollywood who said something, because that was the most troubling for me with LeBron James. I'm like, we actually have video evidence of this. Like, everybody should be saying something about this if you purport to care about women. And him and Chrissy Teigen are typically very loud on topic, his wife especially. So if I missed that and he said something about Cassie, good for John Legend.
Great. She's trying to start this war again.
On that, but it's not enough that it's just John Legend. There needs to be a lot more people in Hollywood that are speaking out about what's happening.
Let me ask you,
there's
Mark.
a race piece to this too. Can we talk about the race piece to this? I'm sorry. Go
I was
ahead.
actually about to ask you about that.
No,
so you go ahead, Mark. Go on.
Oh, I gotta hear this.
It's really fascinating here, right? So we're saying Diddy does this awful thing. Again, Diddy
I skipped this
monster.
part.
No
I
defense of
want to
Diddy.
get to Lord
We're
Jamal.
asking all the prominent black people to speak out against it, right? But there is never a call for white people to denounce the, like, no one says everybody who ever met Harvey, white guys who ever met Harvey Weinstein needs to say something.
Yes, there was.
Sir, what do you think Me Too was? Oh my Lord, he can't be serious. By the way, screenshot again. Marc Lamont, did you forget about Me Too? What do you think that was? This guy's not serious. He said there was no call for white guys to call each other out. They literally did that for 2 years. Every time one of their peers got hit with some allegations, they were thrown off tours. People came outside and said, you know what? He gonna have to look at that. But they didn't do no business with each other. They wouldn't even be seen with him. Because if they were seen with him, people would say, oh, you're protecting an abuser, an alleged abuser. But as soon as everything stopped, the dust settled, or people were found innocent, everybody was chummy, giving each other the alabaster handshake. But we're going to forget that. Okay, Mark. Oh, boy. I guess maybe in Hollywood they were told to never mention Me Too again. Okay.
Get to work!
Over 100 people hit the like.
Of course there was.
No.
Literally everyone who ever worked with him was asked to condemn it. And most of them rushed to do it.
Piers, I want you to listen to what I said again, because you just disagree with the point I did not make. I didn't say that everyone in Hollywood was not challenged to address Weinstein. I said there's a race piece to this. And people, by virtue of being black, are asked to denounce Diddy because they're supposed to be representing blackness in the black community.
I'm saying that
white people, by virtue of their
What
whiteness.
are you talking about?
That's exactly what Candace said.
I said,
That's exactly what Candace just said.
I said, no, Mark, hang on.
Candace, not you.
I'm not saying every black person has to comment on it because they're black. I'm saying I've been struck by the fact there is a massively smaller number of high-profile black celebrities who have spoken out comparative to what happened when Weinstein went down. So you're right that there is a race element to this, but it's the reverse point. Hang on. Let me finish. It's the reverse point to the one you're making. It actually is skewed against the white guy. He got more of a lambasting from celebrities than the black guy who's done arguably worse stuff.
I wish I had the same race angle. It's amazing, Mark, that you always see a race angle here. The reason why I specifically called out LeBron James and these types is because they themselves are wearing the same race goggles. They purport to be the superheroes in the black community, that every time there's some sort of a social injustice playing out against the black victim, they use their platforms to speak out about it because they say, oh, it's so unfair that black people are not being believed. It's so unfair. Hashtag George Floyd, hashtag this person. So if
why are we bringing up George Floyd? What does George Floyd have to do with this? Oh my Lord, here we go. Now she's gonna try to use Diddy to validate how she's been going at George Floyd. Oh my Lord. This is one of the parts I wanted y'all to hear, because when I heard this the first time, I was like, this chick she's certifiable. It's okay. Her downfall family, they will still be doing, after a decade, they will still be doing documentaries. Madam, I know you're still hurt that everybody figured out that there was a first page to that autopsy. And all y'all got left is, well, this is year whatever number of George Floyd being sober. Okay, that's fine. And we found many other things to respond with, like Ashley Babbitt, like Montgomery, Alabama, and others that have not reared themselves yet. Think about this, family, before we replay this again. We have figured out how to move on. George Floyd was a tragedy, yes, but we figured out how to move on because justice for once was actually done, both in the courtroom and in the prison. We only bring up Derek Chauvin if something happens, or we're trying to explain how biased this country is. These people are bringing up George Floyd in conversations that have nothing to do with him. I guess we should just call it GFDS, and we just call it George Floyd derangement syndrome. We might as well just do that. Look, she's still upset. She did all that work and it was for naught. Even her fellow conservatives don't even bring up George Floyd in passing conversations like this. But all right. Continue, madam. You must dance.
Yourself as a leader when black people make claims before they're proven in court. This might be a good time to do it when you have a man who had so much power in Hollywood and you just have an onslaught of black artists coming out saying that they were victimized by him. It might be a good time to use your platform. I'm calling out the hypocrisy and the double standard of that. If LeBron—
No, it's not a good time. I know y'all shocked that I said that. It's not a good time. You know why? Because we don't know definitively if everything everybody's saying is true. And you don't want people running outside just dropping knowledge like that and it can't be verified. Look how y'all act when people come outside on Trump. They just dropped some woman yesterday talking about he messed with her 31 years ago. And what is MAGA doing? Saying she's lying. But wait a minute, Candace, aren't you the same chick who said don't believe all women? Now we should believe all women, right? I tell you, boy, these What should we? These talent agency conservatives are hilarious to me. Now we should believe everybody when they come outside and say something. Double standard is not a standard.
LeBron James had kept his mouth shut on every other issue and said nothing, I wouldn't be like, hey, why is LeBron James being quiet on this issue? I'd say he doesn't typically weigh in on anything. So it wouldn't make sense to put pressure on him to do it. That would be the scenario in which what you are saying would make sense. It's the exact opposite. I'm saying keep the exact same energy that you have had on every other Black issue when it comes to your door and it pertains to a friend of yours that you were partying with. I think that's pretty sensible.
Yeah. Mark, where is just...
Do you mind if I respond to that?
Sure.
Because I just, there are 3 points that were made that I'd like to respond to. First thing is, I'm rejecting the narrative that I've introduced race into this conversation. The conversation
you literally said you wanted to bring race up.
You did.
You literally said, I want to bring race up. You literally started the conversation about race.
You did it.
I'm going to ask you to allow me to finish a sentence uninterrupted the way you have, Candace. Then you can hear why you're actually not correct. Hear what I'm saying. When I said I want to bring race into this, it was in response to the point that Candace had made 5 minutes prior. When you watch this on TV, y'all, or on YouTube, rewind, then you'll see this. When she said LeBron James has spoken out for the Black community, right?
But hang on, look at the face. By the way, screenshot. Mark, you gotta always remember the society we live in now. Most people do not have a long attention span. They're not gonna remember that. They're going to go with the first thing they hear and the last thing they hear. They're never going to go in the middle. You got to make your points succinct and direct. Anytime you do an interview or a debate. Word of advice. Look at her face. Why is she making like that? Jesus Christ. She must have saw the mirror in the corner and she saw herself as white. She's just playing with herself now. Pause.
And historically, but isn't saying anything here. That was the first time that race was mentioned. My invocation of race was in response to that. And as you conceded just a moment ago, when you disagreed with me, you were saying that you weren't asking you were saying that there's a relatively lower response from the Black community on this issue than prior issues.
Not Black community.
My invocation of race,
not Black community. High profile celebrity.
Black celebrity. Fair enough.
It's a much smaller part of the community.
Yeah, but Black people been calling out Diddy for years. Y'all didn't care. Y'all just said we was hating. All right.
I agree with you, but the fundamental point here is when I said I'm introducing race, it was to respond to a claim that was already racialized around LeBron James 5 to 10 minutes prior. Now, to actually address the issue that I was responding to because I didn't introduce race into the conversation, the idea here for me is when Harvey Weinstein does something, Hollywood has to respond. When Diddy does something, Black people have to respond. Now, I happen to believe that as a Black person with a public platform, an athlete, an actress, or a journalist, we should respond to the Diddy thing. I don't think that we should ignore our responsibility.
So what are you complaining about?
I'm okay. But my complaint is that when Black people don't do it, we are criticized differently than when the white guy doesn't do it.
Hang on. Mark, I'm sorry. The idea that people were running around asking random white people in the street about Harvey Weinstein is ridiculous. They're not doing it.
I didn't say that.
And they're not.
Why does she have that get a massa look? Like she watching a slave get lambasted for taking extra food or keeping crops. Like, why does she have that look on her face? I didn't mean to use that metaphor, but it's just like you're getting pleasure out of this, I guess. You should be getting more pleasure out of you using your statements and your arguments to stop his. I don't know.
Doing it with random white people in the street either.
I didn't say that.
I'm talking.
That's a straw man. That is a straw man.
No, it's not. The straw man argument is
random white people.
No, you are conflating.
I didn't say random white people. I didn't say random white people in the street. I said white people in Hollywood.
Hang on. Hang on. Mark, I'm sorry, but the idea that people were running around asking random white people in the street about Harvey Weinstein is ridiculous. They're not doing it.
I didn't say that.
And they're not doing it with random white people in the street either.
I didn't say that.
I'm talking.
That's a straw man. That is a straw man.
No, it's not. The straw man argument is you are conflating.
I didn't say random white people. I didn't say random white people in the street. I said white people in Hollywood.
Hang on.
I said white people in Hollywood.
You are
white people in the street.
I understand, but I'm conflating two things.
That's not the same.
I'm conflating.
I know you are.
High-profile Black celebrities and high-profile white celebrities and how they responded to Weinstein and to Diddy, and it's been very different. The volume of
what are you talking about? He did it again. He did it again. Y'all had a whole massive movement in Hollywood called Me Too. It's nowhere close. You can't compare that and Diddy. You can't do it. It's impossible. Y'all changed the entire industry off of those 2 to 3 years. We would hope. What is going to, okay, so let's say Diddy is found guilty of everything. What's going to change? When we get to that point, if we get to that point, then we can compare, but we're not going to do that.
Denounced Weinstein
was far higher than it's been with Diddy.
And my response to that is, when Weinstein happens, people didn't say, hey, where are the high-profile white Hollywood celebrities? What they said is, where are the high-profile celebrities? Where are the Hollywood types? They were asking Will Smith as much as they were asking Heidi Klum. When it comes to Diddy, they're only asking for black people.
Well, hang on, Candace, again, Mark.
Let me finish the sentence before you disagree with me.
No, you're wrong.
Piers.
Candace literally mentioned Ashton Kutcher, who last time I checked is a white guy.
Mention Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher's white.
Okay,
he's white.
Again, I want you to hear what I'm actually saying, and I want you to actually hear what I'm saying and disagree with what I'm saying and not what I'm not saying. The conversation about Harvey Weinstein, and I challenge you to show me any piece of evidence where you called out and said, hey, I'd love to hear from some high-profile white celebrities. You never said white. You just said high-profile celebrities. Maybe to you, Hollywood just means white. But in general, the idea here for Weinstein was we want his peers to speak out. We want his peers to say something. We want white people, black people, we just want his peers to say something. But when black people don't do it, it is framed as some kind of specific or unique moral failure. And that's the idea that I'm challenging here. Again, I want everybody to speak out against both of those monsters.
Okay.
But I'm saying let's not treat one differently than the other.
With respect, the slight flaw is that Candace actually said LeBron and Ashton Kutcher. And last time I checked, Ashton Kutcher, and this may not be the case, but I believe he still identifies as a white guy.
Last I checked, you're not Candace Owens. Last I checked, you're not Candace Owens. I'm criticizing you right now, Piers, not Candace Owens. So you can't say, well, Candace said it. Y'all are not a buddy comedy here. I'm critiquing your approach and coverage of this.
Mark, calm down, boy, before you have to go back to the hospital for heart arrhythmia. Calm down. It's not that serious. I get you're passionate about this. It's not that serious. Bruh, you know what would have been great, though? I know he probably wouldn't have done it, but he probably would have done it. It'd have been better if he had 50 Cent on this. Bro, that man would have been trolling all over the place.
Conversation. Right. And you can't say, well, Candace said it. I didn't disagree with Candace. I disagree with you on that particular point.
Okay. Let's take a little beat.
I do want to say, you can't say,
Candace?
I don't think you could say, I would like to introduce race, and then 30 seconds later say, I did not introduce race. I mean, the records will show you definitely introduced race. And I brought up LeBron James for a very specific reason, because he was quite early at the parties, and because he's used his platform to speak out on Black victimization.
Mark is funny.
Introduce race. I mean, the records will show you definitely introduced race. And I brought up LeBron James and for a very specific reason, because he was quite literally at the parties, and because he's used his platform to speak out on Black victimization, not because he was Black. I was pointing out the astounding hypocrisy. I didn't say, let's talk about LeBron James because he's a Black man. I mean, I would have brought up tons of other Black people and said, where are their voices? But it wouldn't have made sense because they don't hang out with him and they don't use their platforms. And I did bring up Ashton Kutcher as well, and very many other celebrities. I'm pretty sure Chrissy Teigen is not Black. She's Asian. So I'm completely confused, completely lost at what point you were trying to make there. I do think that you do tend to see things through the vein of race, because
no, I understand what he was saying, but he said it wrong. I get what he's saying. I'll explain it. I'm not defending him, but I get it. He's saying when it came to Harvey Weinstein, they wanted the entirety of Hollywood to say something. Didn't matter who it was. But when it came to Black people, they excluded the white people. It's like what I said in the beginning with people like J-Lo. She was around this man. She dated this man. She hasn't been asked about the allegations. Now, I don't pay attention to Hollywood like that, but that would have been a big thing. Since Harvey Weinstein is technically bigger than Diddy, everybody was made to account. What do you think about this? But when it came to Diddy, everybody's like, okay, you know what? That's a Black problem. So I get why he said that was race. He just said it wrong. Ma'am, you're doing the same thing he just did. You don't say nothing about them white celebrities. You don't say nothing about them white conservatives that be talking crap. You let that ride. You even admitted it. You said, and I quote, not only when it came to the subject of talking about black people in a negative light, not only was it a lot, was it not encouraged? What did she say? Not only was it some shit. She said not only was it whatever, it was encouraged. I forget how she said. I don't give a damn. Anyway, they didn't care about that. But when it came to you talking about white folk, that's when white folk came outside and said, you can't talk about this. So you're being a hypocrite right now. You mentioning Ashton Kutcher means nothing. Especially when you were on the floor with Me Too. It means nothing. Because you were, during Me Too, you were saying most of those women were lying. But, you know, she got it. She got it. Mark's not doing well, and he's giving her too many openings. Go ahead.
Get to work!
When people are just making a sound point about why it is that there is some interest in LeBron James' silence right now. And I think he should speak out because he had a friendship there and because he reports that he cares so much about black victimization. And there was a long list of black victims.
Right, Mark,
I think it's very sound. You can disagree with it.
Yeah. And Mark, before you respond, Mark,
I agree with the point that you're making, Candace.
I want to ask you something. You've also, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you...
By the way, I'm glad, Christy Z, thank you for mentioning that. You just reminded me of something. Hey, Candace. It's funny that your boys, Andrew and Tristan Tate, are facing all these charges, and the only thing you ever said was they're innocent. I know them. I've been in the room with them. They're not like that. They're the nicest guys you'd ever meet. That kind of sounds like you're pulling a Hollywood celebrity. I mean, those allegations, you should be answering for them. If you're going to make Marc Lamont Hill and LeBron James and all these people answer for Diddy, you need to answer for the Tates. I'm not going to accept that they're nice guys. We see nice people do crappy things.
You said that there wouldn't have been the attention on the raid at Diddy's home, for example, if he'd been a white rapper. To which I would say, if that had been Eminem at the height of his powers,
say that again. I didn't hear you.
I believe you said before in a previous debate or interview that there wouldn't have been the same attention that was given to the raid on Diddy's home if it had been a white rapper. To which I would say, you didn't say that.
I did not say that.
What did you say? About that?
You can disagree with that point too, but you wouldn't be disagreeing with me.
Okay,
but feel free to make your Eminem argument.
So apparently on the documentary, well, just to clarify, on the documentary with TMZ, that's what I'm told is where you said that.
It's hard for me to imagine that had this been many other celebrities, particularly white celebrities, that their children would have been in handcuffs and they would have been forced to stare down the barrel of guns.
Mark, you lied again. Now I know you don't read the news. They did that with Felicity Huffman and her husband and her 2 kids. We covered it on the channel. FBI ran up in her house, guns blazing. And then she said one of her most famous lines, "Now I know what the black and brown community goes through." So that wasn't true. Don't do that.
Guns and seen armored tanks. It just seemed like a lot for a raid of a music producer. Right, I know the documentary you're referencing. I wish you would have watched it with all due respect, and then you would know I didn't say that. I'll tell you what I said. What I did say was not the attention. Diddy is an international superstar. Black, white, red, or yellow. We should be watching Diddy, and there's no reason why race is playing into the why of why we're watching it. That had nothing to do with what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about was the actual nature of the raid. Typically, unless you believe, and this is what I was arguing at the time, unless you believe that Diddy was an armed threat, there was no need to handle his children, who were not at the time charged with anything, in the way that they did.
But they were in the house, and they found rifles in the house. They knew he had guns. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't this raid in Florida? Did they not pull 3 ARs out of his house? So they knew he had the guns. But even still, Mark, I know you don't spend much time in New York. When NYPD kind of get you, they send ESU. They're sending the specialized units. There's not a whole bunch of uniformed cops that you see on the street. But all right.
No reason to have SWAT.
Must be different in
almost
Philly.
Like the National Guard is full military infrastructure to do this. I think they should. I'm not saying they shouldn't have raided the house. I'm not saying they shouldn't have arrested Diddy. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying that what my comparison is, they wouldn't have done that to Mark Cuban. That's my point. But there's as more evidence comes out.
Hang on.
What is he talking about?
You said they wouldn't have done it to Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is a massive celebrity in America. If he had been doing what we now know from this charge sheet against P. Diddy,
Piers, don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't. See, why do they I don't understand who's teaching these people how to debate anymore. Why are you defeating? You're defeating yourself trying to dunk on this person. Sir, if it was Mark Cuban, they would give him a chance to surrender. FBI would call him up and tell him, hey, we got some shit on you. You got to come talk to us. Let's not do that. And they've done that for everybody. And well, I should say every race. If they got something on you or police got something on you, they'll give you an opportunity to turn yourself in. Then they'll come get you. Now, maybe that'll come out for Diddy. We don't know. But don't make it seem like Mark Cuban would get all them guns on his house. Because indirectly, Mark made a great point. Diddy got all that because he's black.
Doing damn right they'd have done that to Mark Cuban.
No,
these
they
are
wouldn't.
Not like small,
done what?
These are,
no,
these
they
are not
wouldn't.
small allegations.
Done what?
Well, have you read the
done
charge?
What?
Have you read the charge sheet against Diddy? You know what he's accused of.
That's not what I'm disagreeing. Again,
You're saying the nature of the raid would not have been as over the top if it had been Mark Cuban because he's a white guy, right? Is that what you said?
I actually don't think it's quite that simple. I think the rapper part of it has a lot to do with it. I think they might have done that to Eminem. That's what I'm saying. It's not purely racial. I'm saying.
Well, what is the point you're making? I don't really understand it.
He's saying it's the occupation.
Just pro tip here, journalist. If you let me finish the sentence, you'll completely get what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that with Diddy, as opposed to say Mark Cuban, just use that example, there's an assumption that even if Mark Cuban is committing awful acts, or Harvey Weinstein, we don't need tanks. We don't need to tie his children up and make them sit outside because there's no reason to believe that those children are going to do harm. There is a default assumption that there's going to be a level of danger attached to Diddy that aren't even consistent with the charges. Again, he's a monster, right? But they don't usually break into homes with tanks and machine guns for child molesters. You know, child molesters are the worst people in the world.
It depends how many guns they think the person has. I would imagine. Candace, back to you.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring up a friend of mine, James O'Keefe, who got braided by the feds and had guns pointed at him over a diary, Ashley Biden's diary, and he couldn't even publish. He's a white guy, had nothing to do with anything, and eventually was not found guilty. So this is the way that they act during raids. Regarding his children, if you read the initial lawsuit with Lil Rod, there was a very credible allegation, which Lil Rod made, that he was there the night that Puffy Diddy, whatever his name is today, that his son was involved in the shooting that was in the bathroom. So it was obviously understandable that they may have thought, given the allegations, that his son had something to do with it. His son was listed all throughout the lawsuit. So when they were raiding them, they were probably also raiding the sons as well. That was my immediate assumption when I saw it. But I do think it's...
You just proved this point. You literally just proved this point. Well, okay, go ahead. Y'all bring the life into this man. Go ahead.
It's completely absurd to suggest that there was any sort of rapper or black motivation behind the raid. Like I said, James O'Keefe is a perfect example when they did not have anything. They had no reason to raid James O'Keefe in the manner that they did. And they did while he was in his boxers at like 3 a.m. in the morning. And they put...
Yes, they did have a reason, but okay. But all right, ma'am. Okay, never mind. We're not going to go over that today.
They put guns to his head. So I just completely dispute that.
Candace, on something just linked but separate, you've just been with Kanye over in Japan, I believe you saw him. And that happened at the same time that an 88-page lawsuit was filed against him, alleging that he drugged and raped an ex-assistant while at one of Sean Diddy Combs' parties. This came from an influencer. And
here she goes again, going to another country for another man.
OnlyFans star Lauren Pisciotto. who's already sued him before. She claims that the rapper regularly has sex with employees, had a rotating list of guests at his Yeezy company offices and makeshift bedrooms, and so on. What's your reaction to that? I mean, is Ye potentially another Diddy here? What are we looking at?
So I actually didn't read the lawsuit because I just flew over from Tokyo yesterday, but were there videos and documentation of that, or is she just alleging that in a second lawsuit that she's filed? I'm asking seriously.
Yeah, I mean,
can I ask a question? Oh,
Wait a minute, that's your man, and you don't look this up?
Candace, and I mean this sincerely. If you read the lawsuit and it seems credible, I know you want to go through the legal process, but would you denounce Kanye's actions or the allegations against Kanye as
if
wrong?
there were ever a lawsuit as thorough, and I want to be clear, I'm the woman who stood up against the Me Too movement. I very much disagree with women dropping allegations absent any evidence and having their entire careers taken away. Men having their entire careers.
That's
as much
a
as it
lie.
pained me, I stood up for Matt Lauer because I thought that what happened to him was wrong. The Diddy situation was completely different because the guy had pictures, photos, and documentation. Like I've never seen I've never seen so much evidence filed in a lawsuit in my entire life. So I have not looked at this lawsuit. I don't know if I would file this under the Me Too thing where women just make allegations and then we're supposed to believe them. I don't believe in #BelieveWomen. I'm very against that. I've been vocally against that movement from the very beginning. Did not believe Amber Heard from the very beginning. So I would have to examine that particular lawsuit.
Taking a playbook from Command. Don't answer
filed
questions.
as strong as what was filed against Diddy, and mind you, Kanye was the one who used his platform to speak out against Diddy before it even became popular. I would, of course, be saying something about that because we're talking about an entire ring of abuse, drugs, pink cocaine. Again, these are allegations, but the pictures of the blood that he shot someone, I would be a complete hypocrite not to speak out and say, oh, well, he's my friend, so I'm totally okay if he's just shooting people in a bathroom and calling his friends to hide the evidence. I mean, this is, I would imagine we're comparing apple to oranges, but I'm happy to be educated on that lawsuit because I haven't actually read through it.
And just, I mean, given you haven't read it, that's fair enough. How is he? Yeah, I mean, when I last interviewed him was about a year ago, and he was pretty well all over the place. He'd been accused of making a number of anti-Semitic comments. Obviously, we all know about that. He's kind of disappeared off the radar a bit. How is he?
He looked great. I mean, he's lost so much weight. He looked happy and healthy. And he essentially said that he needed to get out of Los Angeles. And I completely sympathize with that because I do believe that it is a demonic town. Hollywood has always, since its founding, been a town that was established by gangs. We're talking about MGM and Paramount and the origins of Hollywood. They were bootleggers that then became directors and the owners of companies. That's just the reality. And so I do think it was healthy for him to get out of that climate and to move somewhere where you don't have paparazzi following you all the time. And, you know, he's working on an album just by himself. And I think that isolation is good for him.
I mean, Mark, should there be forgiveness? Your response first.
I was just a little taken back by that exchange just now. I mean, two things. One, on the Me Too movement. The Me Too movement doesn't argue and never has argued that we should prosecute people without evidence or that women can make claims without evidence. Such an argument.
So why did Matt Lauer lose his job, ma'am? Don't. Oh Lord. He literally lost his job. Okay, so we're not supposed to. So a company's not supposed to take action. They're just supposed to. Never mind, Candace. Never mind. I'm actually surprised you didn't make yourself a victim in this. I'm actually surprised.
Woman's claim itself or the woman's experience itself does not count as evidence. If you're on a date and get sexually assaulted, or you're in your bedroom and get sexually assaulted, and you go to the police and say, "Hey, this thing happened to me," the police would take your statement and assess it and look for more evidence. But your initial claim itself is evidence. Your witness is evidence. But if we say that women come forward, all they have is their story that they got raped.
Carol, that's the point we're making. It's an allegation. He didn't get sued. Well, no, he did get sued. He wasn't tried or nothing. He got fired over an allegation. And last I checked, he's back at work. He's trying to come back. Correct. That's correct. But Candace earlier is believing people, even though she just said during Me Too, she didn't believe everybody. But you expect to believe everybody with Diddy because you see a lawsuit. There's no standard. She's doing this because she doesn't like Diddy. That's why she said that. That's the point where we've been trying to make. But I appreciate you asking these questions.
And that's not evidence.
No, that's not it.
Then
No,
that's
Mark,
effectively-
I think you're misconstruing what Candace said, unless I'm wrong, and I share her view on this. This whole you have to believe women, or men, by the way, who make allegations like this, I don't agree with that. You know, every part of my journalistic...
I don't agree with it either.
You know, I think the real trouble with the Me Too... Well, hang on, there were lots of good things that came out of Me Too. The real flaw with it was taking that as the principle of everyone had to be believed, whatever they were saying. Because actually, what everyone should be in that position, they should be taken seriously.
Ma'am, how did we misunderstand her? We heard everything she said up to this point. She said everybody, she said she saw the lawsuit, everything that she saw in there, it was crazy. And more victims are coming forward. She's basically saying they should be believed, but she just said 5 minutes ago, she didn't believe everybody in Me Too. You can go play this back later. Well, of course he's going to defend his friend. Cal, he's going to defend his friend. I encourage you to go back and listen to what she said.
It should be properly investigated by proper authorities, and justice should be seen to be done. That is how these things should be handled. Nobody should just be automatically believed, because that way is what led to a number of people getting cancelled left, right, and centre, when actually it turned out, in some cases, that they just did not deserve it. And Matt Lauer, I'd say, is a good example.
Yeah, and I can't stand Matt Lauer, so it pains me to use that
Right.
platform.
I think you're being very impartial
against him.
Mark.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't misconstrue. I didn't misconstrue what Candace said. There's just a difference slightly between what she said and what you just said. I don't agree with either of you fully, but I think there's a thing that we all do share, which is people be lying sometimes, right? People sometimes don't tell the truth, and we shouldn't assume that people are always telling the truth. The origins of Believe Women wasn't believe all women at all times in all places. There are ways that has become the sort of almost caricature of the Me Too movement. But the idea here was that as a culture, really a rape culture, not just in the United States, but globally, we used to begin from a default assumption that women were lying. That when a woman said she was raped, the first thing we'd say is, what were you wearing? What did you drink? You know, are you dating him? Did you say yes? How many times? And our default position was of doubt and skepticism and rejection. So believe women begins from a place of that. But I agree with you.
Well, you shouldn't
Some
have
people lie.
You shouldn't have you shouldn't have an instinctive disbelief of people who make allegations either. Right? I don't believe you should fully believe or disbelieve anyone who makes claims. You take them seriously. That's what people want. And they also want to feel, I mean, look, I think the same in America.
I think they're saying the same thing.
Well, so yeah, in the UK and America, the number of people of convictions for rape, for example, in the UK is something like 2 or 3% of all cases that go to court end up with convictions. That's clearly ridiculous. So there are lots of flaws in this system, which Me Too highlighted, which I agree with. But I think this idea that you automatically believe people or disbelieve them, both of them are equally dangerous. I want to just bring in another guest and keep you two here for a moment. It's Lord Jamar who...
Okay. I want to cover that Lord Jamar thing another day. I don't want to do it today. Because I think him being in the rap game, it's a different conversation. Okay. Good morning, Seven. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. Y'all feel strong about this? Okay. We're going to let you talk. Because I love how late people showed up in here and trying to tell me that I'm misconstruing what she said, even though we heard it. But okay. You have the opportunity now to tell me where I was wrong. So there's the link. We'll have fun. If not, I'll leave and get ready to go plantation. So y'all can make that decision for yourselves. Marc Lamont, debates. When you're on your program and your channel, you're clear and concise. You're not this hype. He gets on this here and he hyped because he keeps saying what he said to Candace Owens over trans people, how they can have babies, and he ain't never gonna let that down, but he should have did that. Yes, sir.
How you doing today, kid?
Same old is.
I did watch your live from last night. That was as expected. I'm not even gonna go into that, but you notice Kansas absolutely loves when the opportunity presents itself to dunk on black people whenever she can, especially black men.
Mm-hmm.
Good about stuff. It's like Piers Morgan, like, hey, I'm about to talk about Diddy. She did in a half a millisecond. But what was she? It was something that she said. Like, no. It was the George Floyd stuff. That mess lives in those folks' mind. I don't know what it is.
It's because they got to see
know
on, I told y'all, it's because he got to see on film a white man delete a black man.
Boy,
most of them folks never seen that before.
Yeah, you're right. Not in their lifetime. Then they finally saw they felt some type of way.
Well, look, justice was served. He went to jail.
Yeah, you couldn't defend with them. Well, you really couldn't, but you know how.
No, they did. Look, they're doing the same thing with Daniel Penny right now.
Oh, I know. But where's my phone? Oh, sorry.
You're good.
No, you're fine. But no, just in general, like with that case, they're just gonna try to do the same thing, the same tactic. I doubt it'll work, but that's just my opinion, kid.
That's fine. I mean, y'all can't sit up here and tell me Candace Owens was going in.
No,
she literally contradicted herself within 20 minutes.
She kept bringing up LeBron name too damn much for me.
She don't like LeBron.
I know we know that. We know that, but damn. Because she wanted him to say something. So
she expected LeBron to say something.
Yeah.
But what is he gonna say? What if he was wrong?
That's what I'm saying. They expected him and Jay-Z to say something. I'm like, who cares?
It was not that who cares. At that point, those two were big, so people would expect them to say something, but he don't know everything.
True. They don't. That's why they kept their mouth shut. I don't care if Diddy or not Diddy, but Jay-Z didn't say, oh, who cares? I don't care. I don't live by them. I live through myself, sir. And madam, whoever asks me. I don't care about their opinion.
What real enemy? Go ahead. Tell us what the real enemy is.
She's been going through the fight for the real enemy. She don't care about us.
What enemy? Oh my God.
She don't care about us.
She's not Nubia. Cut it out. What enemy?
No, we need to find out that
I know who it is. I know exactly who it is.
Who is it?
It's them folk.
She trying to be a part of
Z people. Who cares? Why are y'all scared of folk? This is what I want to know. Why y'all so scared of folk?
They don't. I don't care about them folk. Don't bother me. I won't come bother you. How about that? That's that old country slang right there. Don't come bother me. You don't bother me.
He's so scared.
I'm so scared. If I say something, I'm gonna get canceled.
Why are you scared of Jewish people? Why are you scared? They're human beings. They're fallible just like everybody else. Why are y'all scared? Why y'all scared to mention them? They're not gonna pop out on you like Candyman. It's okay. If you have a legitimate critique, you lob it out. Who cares?
Like they people just like you and I, man.
Damn, y'all watch them criticize other groups and y'all don't say nothing, but y'all won't say, hey, chill out. Come on, let's not do this.
We would love to know what they did. God knows we need that damn type of superpower. Everybody always asks.
We're not their enemy. Trust me. I've known plenty of Jewish people. We're not their enemy.
Yeah, they nice to us. Hell, the ones you meet offline, not the ones online.
Yeah, y'all keep confusing the ones allegedly in Hollywood with the ones on the street. They're not the same.
No, they just regular people.
Not all. I forgot to say that. Not all of them. But come on. But anyway.
Yeah.
Candace Owens is hilarious, boy.
Oh my goodness. I can't. Her November stuff need to hurry up.
She's an NPC.
God knows. That's all she is.
Non-playable coon.
Oh my goodness. That's the November 5th I'm waiting for the most.
Look, we got 11 days. No, 13 days. 13 days. It's okay. No, that's a lie. No, 12 days. 12 days.
How many Sambonian awards you got? Is it 2 this year or is it more? Because I can recommend some new categories if you want me to.
I got Raw. I'm expanding and I've got man, woman, event.
Rising.
Huh?
Like Rising Coon of the Year?
Rising?
Like the newcomer coon.
Oh, Rising Coon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that. I could. Rookie coon.
Yeah, rookie year. Mm-hmm.
I could do that. I could do Coon Event of the Year.
Let's see. Who else? Look at
Sambo Loring Dumb Statement of the Year.
Oh yes. Ooh, Dumb Statement of the Year. That's a good one. The Hall of Fame.
Crash
Hall
out.
of Fame.
Nah, we're not at the Hall of Fame yet. Maybe when I do the 5th one, we'll start.
Yeah, so we know Larry Elder is I nominate him for
Larry Elder is irrelevant.
I know, but he's a Hall of Fame coon. The Hall of Fame is coming. False.
You know why I can't give it to him yet? Because most people didn't even know what he used to say on the radio. If you heard what he said on the radio, yes.
Ooh, I looked that up my damn self. Like, what the hell? How the hell he on the radio?
I got some where some Chicago cops cursed him out. I was like, bruh. Ever of the Millennium.
Hey, you heard of what's that?
Nah, can't do that. I'll leave that to y'all. What's that?
Nah, not yet. I was about to say, get off my damn screen. You heard about what's this guy named Jason Hill?
Mm-hmm.
Jamaican.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had just learned about him. I was like, they were talking about him. He was talking about reparations, and a woman called him and cursed his ass out. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was the most beautiful.
I'm gonna put that up as a short.
Yeah, God know that.
Brother Jason, you need to go tell Jamaica to go get their reparations.
Mm-hmm. I was like, wow, okay, all in our business. Don't told y'all messing with the wrong group of black people now.
Hey, Carol, why don't you come up here and I'll tell you why I don't like Larry Elder instead of you just talking.
Oh, she ain't about to come up here. You can come up here, but you ain't on what's the word I'm looking for? You ain't brave enough because I ain't trying to get you demonetized, sir.
Because what we're not gonna do is sit up here and have somebody cape for somebody who literally sat up there and said there's no systemic racism. That's what we're not gonna do.
Mm-hmm. And then got upset when he couldn't go on the stage.
This fool said there's no systemic racism, and we've had 4 black people hung since he said it. At the minimum, we're not about to do this. But I figured you're probably gonna leave anyway. You're gonna go find some conservative channel because you got to decompress.
Mm-hmm. Raccoon. Oh, I don't know if you heard about the update about Hurricane Helene. They said they haven't found 26 people still missing.
Mm-hmm. And I heard that Florida's denying all the coverage.
Boy, the Satan.
Everybody's been denied.
Damn.
Yeah, the state insurance. Yeah, the state insurance said, "Nah, we not paying."
Damn. They probably either they don't. I think they got the money. They just don't want to give out the money.
No, because they said it's more than what they have.
So they just ain't trying to give their money away.
They don't have it.
Oh, they don't have.
Yeah,
I kind of figure they don't have.
Yeah,
it.
they said They said the payouts is more than what they have. And now they're saying they're talking about he gonna launch an investigation, figure out why.
No, you not.
He might use that for 28.
But ain't nobody gonna believe him though. If say for instance nothing
if he
come
shows
of
the
it.
proof, you'd have to.
Yeah, if he got the proof, but if he ain't got nothing, then it was just a waste of time. You know, I do not believe in that man. You know
I don't believe him in either, but you know, I'm gonna let him work. That's his state. He got 2 more years down there. Let him figure it out. Oh, she left. Okay, whatever. Bye.
We knew she was gonna leave.
I figured you
She
wasn't
a
gonna come
coward
up here.
anyway.
Most of them conservatives are cowards.
The other one that came up with that last one, he was weird.
Yeah, well,
that dude was weird.
Where you at now?
I don't know. We don't care.
Oh,
CRU, you there?
maybe she go back and look at my archive and see how many times I slammed.
Okay. No, you can go ahead and talk. I'm about to mute myself.
Look how many times I got at Larry Elder. Bet you can't refute nothing I said in there. Yes, sir.
What's up, kid? What's up, Wallow?
What's up?
Same old is.
Man, look. Whoever vote for Kamala, I don't know. I can't go on a rant like Wallow. But like whoever vote for Kamala is an idiot. And I'm speaking to my father and my mother, my stepfather and my stepmother. Like they can witness everything in front of us. Like
will you conservatives stop going to barbershops?
What?
Please.
Yeah.
It's annoying now. Go on the street.
Hey, kid, you saw they went to a Latino barbershop and the dude said his engine bill went up. Donald Trump said, what? He like, it was funny. I don't believe he went up that much. That was.
Hey, give Donald Trump a torta. Like a real torta. Like from the hood. Like from the real Mexicans. What's this? A hamburger taco? Man. But nah, I ain't gonna slow y'all up, man. I just want to say what's up, kid. Gravity, Wallow, y'all been doing great work, and I'll leave y'all alone.
Yes, man.
Appreciate it. Hold on real quick.
Tell that to the Japanese one time. Tell that to the Jewish community one time. Tell that to the Native Americans outside of the treaties. Go ahead and tell them that. Tell that to the Muslims who got money after 9/11. Tell them that.
It's 1,000% money. Shoot. And then
you're right. It's not money. It's capital. You're right. We'll call it capital.
We'll call it capital. Shit, we call it anything we want to.
It's not money. Okay.
Just resources. It's just resources.
Right. You know, when they do wars and they raid the treasuries and they take the gold. That's right. That's not money. That's resources. It's capital.
Hey, look, well, I need the money if I'm gonna just take your Tesla, kid Gravity.
What Tesla?
Anybody worrying about no damn Tesla?
I ain't got no damn Tesla. And I'm in Georgia. They give me an incentive to get a Tesla. I don't want no damn Tesla.
Look. Hey, what they say? I'm gonna take your house and your women.
Shit.
Well, I need your money.
Take the Tesla then.
Your women.
Take the Tesla then. It ain't gonna be my fault when a lightning strike and my car shut off.
Hell no. Thing ain't nothing but a big ass battery anyway.
Hey, so I'm sorry, changing the subject, right? So they doing, you know how they doing at the shipping jobs, right? They was doing that at the, you know, at the East Coast. Remember, kid?
You mean the boycott? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you know the
strike,
right? I do the same thing at the railroad, right? I got laid off too, right? This shit is slow, right? But they say different countries, right? Like, so they'll take our truck drivers and then teach them like the automation. So like you'll move them up in the company.
Right.
You know, but they don't do that over here. So I'm trying to see like how our companies will do that over here. I think
they're going to import them.
No, but I think Trump's got a better plan instead of importing cheap labor that doesn't know shit. You know what I mean? Teach the people that's
how are you going to vet that?
What do you mean?
How are you going to vet that they have the skills? Anybody could lie.
No, I'm saying like train your own workers. You get me? Like, you see how?
But that's what we've been arguing. They won't train their own workers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They need to. That's all I'm saying is they need.
But that's more money for them. That's why they're not doing it. They'd rather import it at a cheaper rate.
So, but that's the short game, in my opinion.
Correct. That's why we're in the problem we're in. That's why we've been saying, if you go, listen, recertify if you're gonna do that, then recertify the middle and high schools, teach from within.
Right.
But again, that's where them conservatives ran outside with the DEI. That's really their main argument. They want immigration.
Okay.
They want immigration because it gives them an easy grift to talk about how bad that the border is, but also it gives them cheap labor.
So, hey, kid, this is what I'm saying, right? It's the same thing like my job, right? So I'm not laid off because of that. I'm just laid off because it's slow, right?
Right.
But what I'm saying is, so like they were striking in Canada, the CN strike, you get me? And then they were striking over there on the East Coast, right? My point is, they're worried about the AI. You know, they're worried about the trucks driving themselves around, you know, doing my job.
Yeah, but most of those trucks aren't even on the road yet.
No, they don't have to be. Like, if you work at a rail yard, like, no.
Oh, you mean like the automated system?
Yeah, like they'll take the boxes off the train, load them on the trailer, and then we got to park them, right? So
you talking about like the cranes and all that?
Yeah, they trying to automate all of that. You get me? So I'm saying train the truck drivers. You know, some of them gonna age out and they gonna retire anyway, right? But
right.
Then the rest of them, like, you know,
but they don't. But again, that's what I'm saying. They don't want to train them
how to fix.
They don't. They're not gonna train y'all because what's the first thing you're gonna do when you're done with that training?
Go somewhere else.
That and what else?
The pay.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll go get a train operator from Abu Dhabi to do what I can pay somebody damn near minimum wage to do.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Ain't that the problem with what we got with the immigrants?
But that's why they want them.
They're doing the jobs that we would do. But
if you just pay them.
I ain't pulling carts for $12 an hour. You get a Mexican that just got over here, he gonna do this for $6 an hour. You get me? Nah, give me at least 15. Right. You know what I mean? Give my daughter 15. You know what I mean? Like, man, that's the problem.
The economic system is broken. I mean, hell, they just said yesterday that they're changing the tax brackets for the 2026 filing season.
And they said it's not even gonna match what we getting paid.
We're finna pay more in 2 years, so you know you gotta do what you gotta do. I just found out I'm gonna have to pay 17%. It's gonna be fun.
Jeez.
Yeah, they try to say Kamala's plan was for the economy was better than Trump. I said, all right, we'll see.
But yeah, this is America. But they think one of these two are gonna save it. We'll see. We'll find out after January 20th. We'll find out.
These two gonna save it.
Listen, if they're not addressing BRICS, I don't know how they're gonna save it.
One of these two gonna save it. The FBA Maroons or the FBA.
Yeah. Somebody gotta save it. Somebody gotta save it.
That's where the reparations come in because they were we have to give them something. Yeah.
Look, here we go again. No good morning. No goddamn good morning. No good evening. No good afternoon. Jesus Christ. Where's your parents teaching y'all?
Hey, Kid Gary, let me give you shameless promotion for root work.
Okay. I mean, listen, if that can help the economy, I'm all for it.
Yeah, because I don't be stinking around them girls. And that gonna raise the population.
There you go.
Hey kid, yes, did you ever who was that guy that Professor Black True talked about the other day? That Indian guy. What was his name? Who you know about him?
Oh, Sargar? I played Sargar. Yeah. Here. Well, Sargar been a racist. Sargar is a racist.
He had me weak. He had me weak the other day. I said, damn. He was like, why would you use a white? Wait, I'm sorry.
Sir, you hurt nobody's feelings. Calm down.
Calm down, little man. But anyway, he was talking about, well, why are you bringing? He was basically explaining why he was bringing up young college women because he was like, well, basically he got mad because the young college women, like even though he's married to one, he couldn't get the one that he wanted to, because the one that he wanted messed with black men. And I said, well, damn, professor.
Like, who cares about? I don't care, but
yeah, I mean, I don't care neither. But it was funny to me.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
But that has nothing to do with us.
Yeah,
Look, you
like,
know what killed me? He said something about his teeth. And I was like, oh man, those are veneers, man.
Oh yeah, he showed the. Mm-hmm.
I don't watch them, so as soon as I looked at his teeth, I'm like, his teeth are like perfectly aligned. They're sticking out. Like
Bye, TJ. You had fun. Bye.
Smoke wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Say hi to Melina for me.
Boy. Anyway, there's that.
Well, I'm gonna say this, man. When it comes to the economy, this happened under Harris, so she's definitely not the solution to it. Now, as is Trump, I'm not too sold on him. But will he be better? I would say anything is better than what we currently have.
Yeah, because he had the reason why the economy did good under Trump, because he had something to work with after Obama left. Now it's gonna be like, okay, what can you do in 4 years to make the economy better?
Yeah.
No, it's 3 years. 3 years.
Well, yeah. Because after the 4th year, he pretty much is gonna be chilling.
No, it's not even that. He has to work with Biden. He has to work with that budget from them for the first year.
So how many executive orders do you think he's gonna do on day one? I'm going for 12. No guesses.
And why should I guess?
If that has nothing to do with us, I could care less.
Yeah, I agree.
He already put reparations with communism, so I don't know. I care less.
Yeah, I would.
He go play with himself. Pause.
I think he's gonna do a border executive order on the first day. That's gonna be, what I'm saying.
I think he's gonna be a dictator day one.
I don't think so. Nah.
No,
He might whip it out the first day. Pause.
Like closing the border. Sorry, with the dictator.
Oh, yes, he did say that. Yeah, he said that. Yeah.
But yeah, like just closing the border, and whatever else he said. I'm sorry.
Close the border. And Congress is going to side off on that one.
No, they don't have to. Look,
I know they don't have to, but you know what's
like,
going to happen. Them lobbyists going to be right at the ACLU's doorstep talking about, you better go stop them.
So I agree with my buddy. My buddy said they need to make a 10-mile military base across the southern border.
What do you do with all them people? What do you do with all them people in their homes? You going to buy them out?
Yep. Eminent domain. Just like they did us.
I don't like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can use it on them.
Libertarians will be on his ass. Pause.
If they can use it on them, they can use it on anybody. I don't like that.
There you go.
But I mean, buying them out is one thing.
Hey, I'm going to buy your house. We're going to put a Sam right there.
Hey, they already used it on us. Hey.
Look, I know, but there's one thing about Texas you can't do. Texas, Arizona, and parts of New Mexico, they got guns. Military ain't ready for that.
I swear they'll be for it. They'll be.
Me give up my home so they could put a military base there.
Man, I swear.
Oh no,
they'll be for it.
No.
So what do you do with that? Okay, let's just say they do that, right? Where do you put those people?
They're gonna put them in apartments
right outside the military base.
Oh no,
but there's people already going to be there though.
Look, they'll buy homes because they'll have the abandoned homes that we deported the immigrants from.
I don't see that. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening.
I think you need to think that
Trump's stupid. Listen, Trump's stupid, but he's not that stupid.
He ain't that stupid because then he'll lose his base right then and there. They'll come tap that White House right then and there.
Hey, Wallow, even his base said, right, like he's talking about, oh, well, we gonna execute the immigrants and this, that. Like he talking all the time. Like I get him on that, right?
He ain't gonna do that.
He ain't damn well gonna do that.
But like all his supporters say he ain't gonna really do it. He's just talking shit. Like that's all his people is
We
saying.
don't got
He's
that kind of
just
time
talking
to
shit.
be. We ain't got
I'm
that
good
kind of
myself.
time. We ain't got that kind of time.
But they like how he talking shit. At least he answered a question. He don't say, "Well, I was born middle class."
Bro.
If I knew he was
Drill,
born
baby,
rich, he
drill.
couldn't say that.
Hey, wait, sir. You said you were going to tell us how reparations isn't money. Where you at? Are you doing research right now? Come on. It can't take this long. It sounded like you were practicing this morning. Come on.
Who are we talking to?
That some dude said that the dude that said that reparations is not money, he's gonna prove it. Where you at? Anyway, look, I don't care who wins. I really don't. You got rid of him. Damn, Miss Niecy. Yeah.
I voted Tuesday. I voted for the couch.
That's
Last
fine.
reparation. Sure did.
That's fine.
Hey, I was telling my dad and my mom, right? So my dad and my mom stay in Illinois. I stay in Indiana, right? Neither of our votes finna count because Illinois is going all the way for the Democrats and Indiana is going all the way for the Republicans, no matter what. You get what I'm saying? I don't
Hey,
live
what
in
kind
a
of ass
swing
you guys
state.
getting down there, by the way?
You get what I'm saying? I don't live in a swing state.
Oh,
If I lived
what
in
kind of ass?
Atlanta
Oh.
or PA or something, maybe my voice would do something. But I don't live in a swing state.
Well, listen, Chicago's voice is really resonating, so never say that.
Yeah, it's gonna change a bunch of local stuff real quick.
That's
'Cause we
what you need to
tired-
focus on.
We
Local.
real tired of Brandon Johnson.
Yeah, local stuff. That's what you got to change.
And you know your boy been doing God's work out here.
Yeah, I know. Shout out to him.
You know, I met him, but yeah, he been doing God's work out here.
Yeah, but yeah, you got to focus on your locals. That's why I keep telling people I'm not stressed.
Facts.
They say the school,
Exactly.
school, like the school board and whatnot. Well, if Trump get in, he's gonna get rid of the school board, right? But ain't you
Well,
supposed
he
to
said
be
the
teaching
Department
your-
of Education.
Right, but
You can't, yeah.
ain't you supposed to be teaching your kids yourself anyway?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's the issue?
I mean,
You
look,
never
Because people have been so used to having the schools teach their kids.
Right.
That way they thought the school was good.
These schools just don't teach you nothing any damn way.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a failed system where they just get these teachers. And I remember they were talking about teaching. They want to put gender identity, which is not education at all, just a culture war type genre in school. Oh, but I was asking, I said, what kind of ads are you guys getting? Because like my local judge, we have, of course, what's that dude name? He's running for senator in Texas. Well, all of them are running on damn abortion and.
Are you talking about Ted Cruz and the other guy?
Ted Cruz in college, yeah. All of them, dude. If I get one more ad talking about a little kid, will get all worded, and they won't be able to get an abortion. That shit pissed me off. I'm like, why are we watching?
Who you think Ted Cruz gonna stay in there now?
Ted Cruz, because this other guy, I mean, he's just an idiot, man. Like,
That's what I've been getting.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing too. That he ain't
that.
really much nothing. Bino should have ran for that.
That and the text messages. Leave me alone.
I've
been cussing them. I've been cussing them.
Oh yeah, I said Couch 2024. Somebody, well, I voted for. I don't give a fuck. I didn't respond back because I ain't had time for it that day. I said Sunday. It's the Lord. It's the Most High day. I'm not about to curse you out today.
I will.
I told somebody show me the work.
Man, look, hey, Kid Gravity, I'm gonna say this right here. It's live, right? My dad just texted me, right? You know where I've been working, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got laid off, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to him, right? He said, "What is CN? What is Canadian National?" You give me like you don't know that's the like a big ass dumbass. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this the gaslighting the Democrats do. And it's like they can't get beyond Kamala Harris. So then they doing this shit to their own family. It's retarded.
Well,
Yeah.
see, this is why we gotta politically educate the next generation.
Right. Yeah. My grandmother has sent me a YouTube video. She I guess she texted it to me how black men are being misinformed about Kamala Harris.
We're the
It was
ones
hilarious.
misinforming them. JD informant. We're the ones misinforming.
It was hilarious just to get, man. What happened?
I just got a letter right here at my mama's house, right? And it's telling me to vote. And I'm like, but I don't even live in Illinois. So what is you talking about? You get me? Like, why
Yeah.
are you sending me a letter here? And
Listen, I
it's a
still get mail at
handwritten
my
letter
parents'
and
house in New
everything.
York.
Look, it's a handwritten letter and everything from a Valerie. You like, but I don't even live in Illinois. Why are you writing me here?
Mhm. Yeah, I got a postcard from them saying, "Hey, are you planning on voting? Come on." I'm like, leave me alone.
Right, a handwritten letter and shit, right?
Yeah, the postcard was handwritten and photocopied. Assholes. It's fine, bro. Look, look, they know if they lose, that work ain't gonna happen with y'all blaming us. Because many black men say, okay, if y'all losing, it's our fault. We taking that. Ain't nothing else you can do to us.
It's to the point that if they win, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, we're gonna get blamed for them winning because everything that's gonna go wrong is gonna be our
No,
fault.
I ain't saying that. If they win, then everybody gonna say they cheated because look how everything is. They said it's to the point to where
Okay, they said that 4
the
years
early
ago.
I'm sorry, kid. They
No, I'm
said
sorry. Go
they
ahead.
said the early voting is to the point to where they can't come back. If
But
it
that
goes
always
like
happens
this
with
for
early
another
voting.
day or two, they can't come back.
Yeah, usually it's the Democrats that get out early. So I mean, they're not
No, the
getting
Democrats always get out early with early voting, and then the
Yeah.
Republicans come in.
But,
But,
now it's all Republicans winning
yeah,
with the early
exactly.
voting.
And I feel like that if you're a Democrat, I mean, why are you? I mean, just say if you are a Democrat, what are we voting for? Abortion? That's it. That's the only thing they talk about. That's the only thing they
And the
talk
Green
about.
New
I'm tired of
Deal.
that. They cannot talk about no damn Green New Deal.
They've
Only
been talking.
idiots
She
will
talked
believe
about
that.
it last night.
I'm gonna say Green New Deal is gonna start where in East Palestine, in Flint,
No, it's
Michigan.
gonna start in the states that got hit by the hurricane.
Oh Lord,
And then none of this shit matters.
I'm gonna put some turbines
Like,
up for the
where is
motherfuckers.
she at with the war?
She just told you that last night,
They
brother.
funding both sides of the war. They funding Lebanon.
Correct. Now you get it. Well, you gotten it, but just tell everybody. Both sides of the argument, correct?
Yeah, that's how white supremacy works, right?
Right. Why you think I said I'm not voting for him?
You know, I do believe with Trump he'll end that Russian war, though. I will say that. People
I don't
won't like
trust
it.
him.
I
Okay,
think
fine. He
Trump will
stops
end
the
it.
war. That's great. I want to know how you gonna stop BRICS. That's what I want to know.
That's a good
I
question.
don't think they got to stop BRICS. I think BRICS is great.
No, but how? But he gonna have to sell that because I'm telling you, if he wins, watch the media start talking about that, and they're gonna look at him like, "How the hell you ain't said nothing about this?" But you, the businessman.
You know, I was actually just thinking about that. I said, when you know how the Democrats do, like as soon as he gets in office, they're gonna start putting all these new bills out, talking about, oh, we need Medicare for all and all that. As soon as he get in office, they're gonna try to push a reparations bill and everything. I guarantee you, it's gonna be AOC, it's gonna be that Jasmine Crockett, and they're gonna be like, oh, look, he don't want to do this for you. They're gonna push all the stuff that the Democrat base has been asking for as soon as he get in office.
They're gonna
That's a
push the
guarantee.
shit that's gonna lose.
No,
just
no,
to
they
make
know it's
it
gonna lose. Exactly, but that's the
And they're
point
gonna blame
of
the
it.
Republicans,
There
which
you
is why
go.
I'm looking at y'all. I don't care.
You know what I'm saying? That's the
But
point.
ain't that
It's a
what
good
we
selling
said
point.
about the Democrats, right? 'Cause,
Exactly.
Look, Obama and Biden, they both had all three parts, right?
Mm-hmm. Especially
the
Obama.
presidency, the House, and the Senate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what they do? Nothing. And then they blame the Republicans. That was what Brett Baer was trying to get across to Kamala when she would start filibustering. Like, look, it wasn't Trump. It was your 6 Democrats
Right.
that didn't vote for that bill. What do you mean? That wasn't Trump. That was 6 Democrats.
Then they want to blame Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin, who are Democrats before.
Those are only 2. There are 4 more. Get the rest of them. You know?
They ain't do nothing to the two though. And I remember when Kristen Cinema, whatever her name is, she was at the damn, what is that thing called? Dubai, not Dubai.
Davos.
She was over there. She was in a fur coat and everything. I said she looking Gucci. I said she living good, man. Bro, I said what
They all want to be celebrities.
Out there, she was up there with Greta Thunberg and all them. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, look. Hey, what if we was the three branches of government? Kid Gravity is the president. I'm the House, and Jay is the Senate.
Well, y'all would have impeached me on the first week because I'll be cussing everybody out.
Hold on, we can't have no foreigner as the president. But
I can't. Nah, y'all gonna question my lineage, and then I ain't getting picked.
All right, kid, because kid, you rock with us, FBA. So we'll let you be.
Y'all would never vote for me. Trust me. If I ever ran for president, by the time that happens, y'all be fully delineated. I ain't never gonna get picked.
Nah, you be.
They gonna look at me. They're like, he's saying the good things, but that nigga got a Jamaican flag in his back pocket. I don't trust his ass. I don't want. I ain't funding no jerk chicken party at the White House. I know
what you gonna do, kid. You gonna say, all right.
Every Sunday the jerk drum comes out.
It's 51 flags. It's 51 state.
No, somebody will tell me that I'm trying to make Jamaica the 53rd colony, the 53rd
so
what
now
they call
you
territory.
Can say you went up.
They fuck around telling me I'm gonna try to turn the national food into the beef patty.
Hey, did you see AOC over there and talking with the Puerto Rico election? Talking about we need true democracy.
What video, Alicia? What video? Huh? Wait, what'd you say?
Oh no, go ahead. You said something about Alicia.
No, I was looking at her comment. What were you saying?
Oh, well, she was pretty much going off about we need democracy in Puerto Rico, and she was supporting some group.
Puerto Rico don't have a democracy. What they got?
Man, I don't know what they got.
Puerto Rico is America.
She literally said that there's too
I think
much
Nightbot blocked me. I ain't gonna hold you.
I
don't even see him in here. I think he blocked me.
She was talking about it's too much corruption. Like we don't have corruption over here. Like, bro, she's literally selling them Puerto Ricans fantasy dream. But I guess she's supporting that party or whoever the hell she's supporting.
But Jay, is Puerto Rico part of the United States?
Yes.
Yep.
So what is she talking about?
She's dumb.
Like, just go to Congress.
She's dumb.
You know, if you got a bogus police station in your state, in your county.
I got a better idea. How about she just go to Puerto Rico and confront them?
She ain't going down there.
But but then still, go to your local federal office. You know what I mean? Like, damn. Like, I live in the south suburbs of Chicago, right? It's a couple police stations that is overrun by the county and by the feds because they were too corrupt. You know what I mean? Like, just go a step above. You know what I mean?
They ain't gonna do that. That's too much. That's too much accountability. They ain't gonna do that. I guess that person, he must not like what he found about reparations and money. All right.
Hold up, I'm sharing something in the Discord right now.
Hey, Alicia, which link did Nightbot send? And then I'm gonna get off here. Pause.
So if you guys want to watch it, go to Kid Gravity Discord, and this is what she's babbling about now.
Listen, you're gonna hear more babbling for the next 13 days. It's okay. I'm gonna go outside and go vote, and then they're gonna tell me, do you know that the Republicans said that we can't give you food and drink? I'm like, I ain't hungry. So that's all right.
You know, I was actually thinking about wearing a white T-shirt that says Green Party on it when I go and vote.
You can do whatever the hell you want.
Shit, I don't think you don't live over in Houston where I live at.
Did you see the last stupid shit? Kamala and them are suing because they can't give motherfuckers glizzies, hot dogs and shit while they're in the voting line.
Mm-hmm. But they've been doing that since Georgia changed the law. So she's like, that's unconscionable. I'm like,
but here's the stupid
for a sandwich
shit,
and a drink.
But
you know what the Republicans would do if that was allowed. The motherfucker have a whole street, food truck street right down the block.
Hey, but gravity. Watch this, right? If you want to go to a Kamala, what's-it-called rally, guess what you got to pull out?
Money.
A ID.
Fact.
But they say you shouldn't show no ID for voting.
Mm-hmm.
But just to go look at her, telling you don't show no ID for voting, you got to show ID.
Both sides of the argument.
Man, that shit nuts. Hey, what is your so I got my Discord open. What is your Discord? I got the Rob Reacts and whatnot. But what's yours?
K Gravity Beyond. Just search it, it should just come up.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna hop off, man. Nice talking, guys. Check out pause. Hey, check out that video I sent you though. It's like 10 minutes long. But it got Buckface AOC acting up again.
All right. We'll look at it later. No, that's dangerous. Reparations Nation. You can't do that because you can influence somebody's vote. Hell, if I find out that one party is bringing out food trucks, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hire a famous chef. You don't want to start playing them games. But anyway.
You ain't got no link to your shit in the chat. My bad.
I can put it should be in the
it
should be in the description box.
Okay. Yeah, my bad. But thanks for having me up though.
Yeah, no problem. All right, y'all. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I'll try to be better next time. I don't know. I guess I'll see you Saturday for that members only stream. Oh, is that where they had the accident? Yeah, that's where they had the accident. Yeah, I'll look into it. Yeah, so I'll see y'all Saturday night for that members only stream. I'll make the thing for it tomorrow. Yeah, that's some of y'all might not eat again. But anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.
Wait around. Yep. Smart. Yeet and get out.
Time's up. But did we have a good time here? Hello?
At the end of the day gotta end.
Get your money up, not your funny up. Big fucking move.
That's it.